That's almost as good as sex. Almost. Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome back to my Mark 1 Mazda MX-5 or Eunos Roadster, otherwise known as Monique. Now you may be wondering why the bonnet is up. Has she broken down? No. Far from it. In fact, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, she has not been tucked away in my garage. No, she has been elsewhere because some changes have been made. I warn you, they're a bit subtle, so it may be difficult for you to detect them. Let's hit the road and I'll tell you more. Car Obsession is proudly supported by Carly and Draggy. Check out the video description to find out the latest discount codes. That's right, she's got a turbo, she is boosted. So, I've just left M-Tech in Westbury, Wiltshire, not too far from the Castle Combe race circuit, and that is where Monique has been hiding for the last few weeks. And I want to make this clear, I've never ever driven a turbocharged MX-5 before, until now. So, this is going to be a new experience. Now the roads around here aren't very good. I did ask Adam at M-Tech if there's any good driving roads around here and he said no. So I'm going to film my first impressions here and then I'll be going past Goodwood, kind of, on my way back. So I'll do some filming around there where the roads are nicer and I know the road, so I can be a bit more at ease. Whoa. Oh, whoa. And also the roads around there are faster, whereas this is a bit built up, so I can't be too much of a knob. Oh, sorry, I'm going to be making lots of weird noises. Oh. Oh. Now that's only part of the fun because that's on low boost. I've got a boost control option and therefore I have a high boost option. Oh no, I flicked the switch by accident. Oh, what a pity. I think my eyeballs are about to come out. Oh. Words cannot describe how pleasurable and satisfying that turbo noise is. Now I did entertain the idea of a supercharger, but there's something about a turbo, it really gets me going. I think I'm going to need a change of underwear soon. Now I've mentioned high boost and low boost, but what kind of power are those two options pushing out? From standard, Monique would have had about 130, 135 horsepower. Now, on low boost, by the way, if you're new to this car, she is a 1.8, not a 1.6. On low boost, she is kicking out, national speed limit road. Oh, okay. Whoa! Oh my God. That is as violent as a bar fight. I genuinely need a few moments to recalibrate after that. Right, I think I'm back in a 30 mile per hour limit. My heart is genuinely about to come out of my chest. the adrenaline is, oh, God, that's a good feeling. I got a bit sidetracked. On low boost, she is pushing out 202 horsepower. Pretty respectable, and Adam at M-Tech said for a low boost option, that's kind of at the upper end of what they would expect. They said normally, well, I say he said that on a low boost you normally get about 180, 190. Then we've got the high boost. If you round it up, she is pushing out 236 horsepower in a car that weighs a ton. Now, to really hammer this home in regard to perspective, my Mark II Seat Leon Cupra, when that was standard, well, from factory at least, that would have had 240 horsepower. So on a high boost, this is only 4 horsepower less than a 2-litre turbocharged hot hatch. That is insane. Oh my God. Now, I'll be honest, I was a little bit apprehensive about fitting a turbocharger to a Monique, because I must admit, I really did grow to appreciate the naturally aspirated delivery. Oh, I may have just scared those pedestrians, sorry. Oh, it's quite fitting, a Subaru Impreza. You may not have seen it on camera, but the turbo in this is a TD04, which is used in the Impreza, so we're kind of brothers in a weird way. I keep getting distracted. It's very easy when you've got a turbocharger that sounds as if it's almost in the glove box. I really grew to appreciate her naturally aspirated delivery, and there was a proper joy in really revving out the 1.8 engine. And I thought a turbocharger was kind of sacrilege, or it would ruin the experience. But look at me. Oh, I am like a kid in a sweet shop. My word. Now, I knew the turbo would be audible. Let's face it, it's a small car, it's inevitable, but I didn't think it would be this audible. Oh my God. Sorry, the kind people of Raspberry. Yep, a yob has arrived. I can only apologise. Monique made me do it. It's not Mel made me do it from Stormzy, it's Monique made me do it by Aaron from Car Obsession. I'm still in high boost, by the way, because why not? I've got to ask Adam whether I need to use 98 or 99. Out of all the questions I could have asked him. Oh, she is a weapon. She is going to be threatening some people on racetracks, I'll tell you that for nothing. M3s, 911s, we're coming after you. Again, I've gone off topic. Yeah, I thought a turbocharger would ruin the experience. I felt apprehensive. I thought, well, am I spoiling Monique by fitting a turbocharger? But one of the reasons why I have fitted one is because Monique doesn't get used very often. I now have a daughter, she's almost 2 now. And the days where me and Patsy, me and Mrs. Car Obsession would go to a country pub and have a nice lunch on a Sunday, I kind of gone. So I thought, okay, let me think about using Monique more for track days, even though I know in the past I said I wouldn't. I did a track day, and then I reiterate the point that I wouldn't. But the reason why I was apprehensive about using her on racetracks, particularly after doing Brands Hatch, is because Monique had, let's face it, little power. I spent my whole time just doing that, looking in my mirrors, making sure that I haven't got an M3 or something else about to overtake me. So it's difficult to focus on your racing line when all you can think about is what's behind me and when is it going to overtake me. But with the added power of the turbocharger, that problem is kind of eradicated. Now, let's talk more about my experience with M-Tech. I looked at a few companies for turbo conversions. And like I say, I also entertained the supercharger option. But I have to be honest, so make sure my GoPro's still there. M-Tech have been brilliant. I've actually inquired about turbo conversions twice before. Once for my very first MX-5, my Mark II Sport, and then again for my Mark II track/drift car, which has actually since been turbocharged since I sold it on, but that's a different story for a different time. Hopefully you can still hear me because I've got the top off, of course, because why wouldn't you? It's dry, so yeah, roof down. And Adam at M-Tech, he is very patient. I had many queries, many questions, a few concerns, and he took it all in his stride. There will be a separate video talking through the build of this car, and Adam will be in that discussing what parts were used and kind of going through the process in a bit more detail. To give you an overview, I've got a TD04 turbo, which is a reconditioned unit. It's not one of those cheap, nasty Chinese knockoffs. I've got an uprated radiator from Tegua. I've got an uprated clutch, which it feels almost the same as OEM, perhaps a bit heavier if you really focus your muscles on it, but it's not going to be a calf strainer. Let's put it that way. I've got an oil cooler, important for track work, of course. I've got a can check gauge, which is in place of the OEM oil pressure gauge, which on the later Mark 1s is as much use as a chocolate teapot, to be honest. What else has gone into this build? I've got RX-8 injectors. What else? It's quite an extensive build, in all honesty. Of course, we've got an intercooler. You need to have an intercooler for the turbo. Thankfully, M-Tech have been able to retain the air conditioning, because sometimes that has to be deleted. And bless them, it sounds like the guys at M-Tech had a bit of a faff trying to keep the air conditioning in place, because they had to reroute things, and it gave them a few engineering challenges, let's say. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've also got a sports cat on the car now to give better flow. A 200 cell unit. Oh my god. What have I done? She's a monster. She's alive. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's almost as good as sex. Almost.
Who needs Matt Monroe, a Lamborghini Miura, and the roads around the Alps when you have an MX-5, the roads around Goodwood, and of course, this soundtrack?
So I've covered a fair few miles now, okay, albeit mostly on boring dual carriageways and motorways. But even so, having that turbo to play with has made it enjoyable nonetheless. Now, I thought that putting a turbo on an MX-5, particularly one that's pushing out almost 240 horsepower, would be quite daunting. I thought that I'd get in the car and I'd be a little bit nervous about really deploying the accelerator. Granted, it is a damp, wet day, so I do need to be careful, but you know what? the drivability is really nice as long as you're considerate with the car, respectful of the car and the power it now has. It isn't intimidating, it's fun. At the moment I've got it on the low boost, so a little over 200 horsepower, and you'd have to be in a complete oath with the accelerator to really get any kind of wheel spin or sideways action at the rear. So if I drop it down into fourth, so even applying a bit of throttle through that slight kink in the road, it didn't feel as if she was going to snap on me and the rear end would overtake the front end. No, it is manageable. The high boost, on the other hand, well, yes, that really does make Monique into a bit of a beast. Now, some of you may be asking, well, Aaron, why on earth have you chosen November in which to get Monique turboed? Because I don't really use her throughout the winter, and she is pretty much garaged over that course of time. And you think, well, you've just turboed a car that you're gonna tuck away for the colder, icier months. Why would you do that? And it's a very fair question. The reason why I did do that is because A, M-Tech have got a bit of a lead time, so now they're booking for March, believe it or not, so they're booking well in advance. And also, because this is something I've been kind of, if I'm going to be honest, pussyfooting around for quite a long time, I thought, you know what, if I don't do it now and commit to it, I'll find some excuse or I'll find some way of putting it off. So I thought, you know what, it's not ideal, it's not the right time of year, but let's pull the trigger, let's do it. Let's just do another cheeky pull. Right, are you ready for this? I don't think you are. Oh, the rear tyres weren't ready. Yeah. In high boost, in conditions like this, first and second gear, just wheel spin. The limited slip differential is like, too much power. Let's put it back into low boost, as much as I don't want to. Oh, man. That noise is wicked. I thought that a part of me might regret doing the turbo conversion, but I can't find a part of me that does. Once more, a massive thank you to the guys at M-Tech. They have made me a very, very happy Aaron. If you're interested in having your car boosted by M-Tech, then yeah, I will pop their details in the video description below. I do hope you have enjoyed this video or found it useful, although I don't think there's any way you could have enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it, because I'm on cloud 9, I really am. If you have enjoyed the video, then be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.